Havishell is going to show us how to enjoy some great pie. We're here at the Town Square Restaurant in Beaver. Greg Diolis and I are going to talk some Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals news and sports in a moment. But tell us what type of pies you have, Kim.
Okay, I have coconut cream pie, peach pie, and cherry pie.
Is that face not worth coming to this beautiful place to have some great pie? What?
Not only that, she went a little Vanna White with the.
I know she did.
With the hands.
I know
she's there. Awesome.
That was very good. All right, what's your pie of choice?
Oh, cherry.
Cherry pie.
Out of this, well, cherry generally would be, and out of this selection, cherry for sure.
All right, being that you're a Pitt Law School graduate, the latest news: the ban will not happen, according to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. Donald Trump says, "I have not yet begun to fight."
Yeah, that's pretty much where it stands, and it's going to be interesting. But what basically the Ninth Circuit said at this juncture was there weren't enough exigent circumstances to allow this ban to go forward without having a full hearing through all of the necessary and appropriate avenues of courts. So it's going to be a while. It will eventually get to the United States Supreme Court, probably 3-4 months from now at the earliest.
But we both believe, our opinion, he's going to have a really tough time, our president, getting this done.
This is a tough one. This is part of what the building blocks, the planks that he built his platform on is this immigration reform. And this was a real strong jump off and get my feet wet type of move on his part. Maybe a little bit more aggressive than should have been done at this juncture. But hey, one of the things about him, and we've talked before, I did not vote for him, wouldn't vote for him again, but the guy is doing what he said he was going to try to accomplish.
All right, now we move on. Sidney Crosby tonight, Colorado, just about set to drop the puck at the Pepsi Center. He's got 998 points, going to try to become the 86th player in the National Hockey League to score 1,000 points in his career. Got a couple of Hart trophies, a couple of Lord Stanley's Cups. 29 years of age he has been in the league, and arguably, I don't think there is an argument, he's been the best player in those 12 years. In
almost seeming like he's still on the way up. He's been in the league for, you would say, 12 years? I mean, how can a guy continue to get better? But he seems to be really just rounding into form, getting better and better each game, and the pace that he's on. Could we see him score 2,500 points, maybe?
Possible. All right, Michael Young scored 19 of his 30 in the second half to lead Pitt over Boston College 83-72. They're going to host Syracuse Saturday at 1, as always, on 93.7 The Fan.
I'm going with the Michael Young mask from now on. He got that mask that he wears, and he's got his eyebrows tacked in there. He looks like Groucho Marx a little bit. He's really, after he broke that orbital bone, to come off the way he is, he really looks strong. He's been a force of a dynamic duo, and if they could get the rest of the guys, my man Rosie Nix that's just coming in there, and they had an article in the paper the other day, 6'11", 310. If he's 310, Rob, I'm a $180, and there ain't no chance that that's the case.
All right, listen, if I were to come here for breakfast, what would be the best thing for me to have? I have been here with my friend Dale Gettiger, and I've actually eaten breakfast here, but what would you recommend for breakfast? My kids love the French toast, but what would you recommend?
You know, I love French toast.
Do you? You like French toast?
Pancakes. Oh my gosh, their home fries. Their home fries are really good. Omelets. It's all so good, I can't even choose.
Now listen.
How about that?
Lunch, club sandwich, a hamburger, cheeseburger. It's all sorts of wonderful food. Great food, right?
Absolutely. Homemade, you can't beat it.
Rick, just say it. Soup. Okay, he's mouthing at Rick Granati. Yeah, soup. You have any soup left?
I do have soup left.
Well, then before I go, I'm going to have a bowl of soup. Okay, now, back to what we're talking about. Basketball. Freshman James Bolden scored a career-high 17 as West Virginia defeated Oklahoma 61-50.
And if I'm not mistaken, the first time that West Virginia ever won a basketball game at the University of Oklahoma.
Congratulations to Coach Huggins. And when they played earlier this year, they were rated 7th, and after that loss, they have dropped to 13th, so congratulations.
Yeah, Rob, that rating, it's all about just positioning for the tournament. They're in the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
They're in great shape. Huggy Bear's really got them all going, and he does it all without a star. They just keep on coming at you, and they come at you in waves when they're playing defense.
All right, listen, Robert Moore is hosting Mount St. Mary's at the Soul Center right now, coming off of a great weekend in New York. Brooklyn, Long Island University, they get a win. Also, Isaiah Sales just been playing great basketball for Andy Toole, and they got a win Sunday at St. Francis in New York. Let's talk about, they've been struggling. They got the new athletic facility that's going to be being built there, doing a great job, that wonderful location on University Boulevard. But my money's always somehow on Andy Toole as they get closer to the NEC tournament.
Yeah, and he needs a little bit of a jump start, a little bit of juice to get himself reinvigorated there. He had that chance to maybe jump up to another level. Almost glad for Robert Morris's sake that he didn't. He's a great basketball coach. They will come back strong, especially with that recruiting magnet that will be there with the new facility. I hope Andy's gonna stick it out, stay there for a little bit longer, and rebuild that team back to being the team in the NEC.
Penn State, State Farm Center Saturday afternoon against Illinois. Ohio State at the Xfinity Center Saturday afternoon to face Maryland. Cal Korver, 35 years of age. LeBron James liked the way he shot the three-point, and that's why he was a part of that team, obviously, and he came through in a big way last night, 29 points. They beat Indiana, stopped the Pacers' 7-game winning streak, 132-117. And tonight, they're right back at it, Chesapeake Energy Center at 8 o'clock, taking on Oklahoma City. Cavs still out in front in the Central Division at 36-15. There has been talk about Kevin Love maybe going to the Knicks for Carmelo Anthony, because there's a lot of love there between LeBron and Carmelo. And the only thing I say, if anybody deserves to get an NBA championship before they retire, it's the great Carmelo Anthony, who as a freshman helped Jim Boeheim in Syracuse win a national championship. And we know how I feel about Jim Boeheim.
And we are of similar mind with regard to Boeheim. I like the guy. I love to watch him cry. I love to watch him scream and yell. He's just one of those entertaining characters going back to the original Big East. Interesting, LeBron James, when he decides what he wants in Cleveland, they try to get what LeBron James wants. And if that's really what he's looking for, you're going to see Carmelo Anthony there before the end of the year.
What kind of soup, Kim, do you have left? What kind of soup do you have?
I have beef noodle, cream of mushroom, and chili.
I may go with the chili, but I haven't decided yet. Okay, now golf. Real quick, couple of more things. AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am Spyglass, Pebble Beach, California. Jack Damon, along with Rick Lamb, also Sung Young No, Jordan Spieth, and Nick Watley are one off the pace. But you got those three at 4 under leading. But the weather can change quickly. Anything can happen. Golf Channel. This is one of the signature events to begin, but really throughout the entire season on the PGA Tour.
Last I looked, and it was early in the day. Our boy Phil Mickelson was in it. Did he blow up at the end of the day, Rob? I didn't get the latest, but hopefully he's still around for the weekend. That's one of the great tournaments to watch. I always enjoyed that one, going back to the days when Bing Crosby used to be on with his buddy Phil, and I'm losing it, but they used to talk about the clam bake, and that was the one. And this whole thing started by Bing Crosby just wanted to have a party for his buddies.
That's it.
And it was really a classic event, and it's still the most fun, one of the most fun to watch.
All right, now before we get to the roster for this year, Jeff Locke, Vogelsong are gone, obviously signing with another team. Pirate pitching can't afford to have any hiccups this year because they're already in the ball in what you might say slim pickings. Before we get to their pitching, you got Josh Harrison will be in this lineup. At second base, Josh Bell, obviously, first base, Andrew McCutcheon now in right field, Starling Marte in center, Gregory Polanco in left, David Freese, Francisco Cervelli, and Jordy Mercer in the infield, and obviously Cervelli catching. Some thoughts about that lineup as we see it now. Pitchers and catchers, first day they work out in Bradenton is February 13th.
Well, I think we left a hole there at first base. I don't know that we discussed that, and that's, I think, what the problem is with the entire Pirates organization is there's a hole at first base. There's nobody. We as fans don't know who's going to be the first baseman.
It's got to be Bell.
If Gung gets out of jail and comes and can play third base, and you can move Freeze over to first base, at least against left-handed pitching, and then you've got the rotation in there. Bell seems to me to be a better left-handed hitter than he is a right-handed hitter, even though he's a switch hitter. I think you're better off with Bell against righties and Freeze against lefties.
All right, that 95-mile-an-hour fastball, he's got to be your ace. Garrett Cole hoping to rebound. Jamison Taillon, Tyler Glasnow, Ivan Nova came over late in the season from the Yankees, Juan Nicasio, and Chad Kuhl, the starting five. What do you think?
Well, I think you got one big problem with that list, and that is everybody's right-handed. There's not a left-hander on the horizon. So teams are going to be able to load up against the Pirates with left-handed hitters, and you have that short porch in right field. Maybe we got to go out and find us a left-hander, which they're not easy to find. If you got a child who can throw the ball left-handed and get it over the plate, send them my way, because I'd love to represent them at this junction.
Sunday, Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday at 11 o'clock. Greg and I and Bob Dvorak and Ted Arnaud. Lots of stuff to get to. Ladies and gentlemen, please stop in at the Town Square Restaurant. It is truly a hometown restaurant. Pat Travellini, they are the people waiting for you.